Hey guys, it's Hogan here, and in this video, I'm going to be reviewing Hostinger, possibly the cheapest web host on the market today, and go through some of the pricing as well as the pros and cons compared to some of the top web hosts on the internet. So we're going to be jumping straight into this video, and I'll also show you guys how to set it up later as well if you do decide to go with them so you're not totally lost. So on the front page, we've got 99 cents. Now, I think last year I actually came across their website already, and I think it was like 88 cents or 80 cents per month, and that's incredibly cheap compared to some of the other web hosts, for example, like Hostgator or SiteGround. You know, the cheapest plans that you can get on the internet are probably like $3 to $5. So how do they actually offer the price, right? So I think this is probably one of the most important things that you have to understand is their pricing model. So I've actually purchased the single shared hosting as well as the business shared hosting to test out and give you guys the results as well. So if we click into their cart, and I'll show you guys how they sort of price their web hosting, and it's a little bit different to other web hosts. So for example, we've added the single shared hosting here. The 99 cents is available only if you go for 48 months, right? So traditionally, other web host is like maybe 1 month at a time, 12 months, 24 and 36, but this one is 48 months, but it's still really cheap, right? So $48 for 48 months. You know, I think you guys will be lucky to get that for, you know, other web hosts, right, for 12 months. So it's still a really good deal. So I think where they get most people is the priority support. So on the bottom here, they've got like instant, you know, 24/7 live support. And I think they used to offer live chat support if you don't actually get this one over here. But recently when I bought it, then I realized when I was trying to actually contact them, I don't actually have the option to contact them via the live chat. So you have to press this button over here, contact us, and then you can actually submit the request and they'll reply you via email. So I actually got a reply, I think like 12 hours later. So it's not live chat support unless you purchase the priority support. And then in that case, you actually get a little button over here and then you can contact them and you can chat with them, right? So with other hosting companies, they actually include that in their plans already. Like with SiteGround, Hostgator, BlueHost, they all have live chat support included. So I think this is the biggest differentiator. And personally, I think this is a great idea. And I think probably a lot of other hosting companies will actually follow, you know, this type of strategy because in my opinion, like for me, like I don't really need support after maybe the first month. For example, you know, when you're heavily building your website and when you're migrating your website, and you've also got free migrations as well. So you can actually contact them and request a migration where they can actually transfer your sort of existing website from your old web host to them for free. So you have to contact them for that. But I think, you know, for priority support, you don't really need it after the first month, I'd say. You know, I think what most people need support with is actually like the actual theme or the actual plugins that they're actually using rather than web hosting. So I think separating it is a great idea, but I do also want to show you how they price it as well. So let's say, for example, we got 48 months over here, right? And then if we want to match that 48 months over here, then that's going to increase the price significantly, right? So 143, that is around, okay, let's grab the calculator. 143 divided by 48. So that is around $3 per month. So that is a little bit more comparable to other web hosts. But honestly, you know, if you just get the month, right? Then what you're going to do is you're going to save a ton of money. So for 48 months of hosting, you're going to get it for $60 with 1 month of priority support. So you can use that month and contact them as much as you want. You know, most of the time you need the support for, you know, trying to find things when you're trying to set up your website, trying to connect your SSL, set up your emails, and really deal with those types of things. But after that, you don't really need it. So I actually think this is a really great sort of pricing model for them. And another thing that I really like is that they don't overcharge for the privacy, right? So a lot of companies, they charge, I think like $15 to $20 for the privacy protection. So privacy protection is like when you get the domain, you have to register with your like sort of name and your contact details. And if you don't get privacy protection, then people can actually search up your domain name and find out your name and your address. And a lot of marketing companies will contact you. So if we actually get, you know, like, I don't know, test 12 Hogan, and then we search that up, once we add that to our cart, we can get the domain privacy for around $5 per year. And it actually doesn't increase after that either. So if we choose the .com, search for that, and then we scroll down over here. Okay, domain privacy is only $5 per year, and it doesn't actually increase. So I think that's one of the benefits. What I don't really like about Hostinger is if you actually add, let's say, another domain name to your account for the SSL, then you have to actually pay $12, right? But when I realized that, I actually contacted them about it because I got the priority support, and they actually gave it to me for free. So that is an extra step and an extra cost that you do have to consider. But if you guys know how to generate an SSL, you can get that for free, and you can add sort of the code into their account for free as well, if you do know how to set that up. But obviously that's another step. And if you compare that with SiteGround, SiteGround is extremely easy to sort of add the SSL in, and that just saves a lot of trouble, right? So that's the thing that I don't like about them. In terms of the other thing, for example, like the speed and things like that. So I've actually tested the speed. It's actually faster than the startup plan for the SiteGround as well. So for SiteGround, you've got the plan over here that's like $7. Hostinger, this one is 99 cents plan, and I tested it like straight out the box without any like configuration at all, and it came to about 1.28 seconds. The SiteGround one is like 1.58, and and I've also got the Grow Big account on SiteGround as well, which is like $10 a month. That is around 1.34, and the business account on Hostinger is about 1.06 seconds. So it's actually faster than SiteGround. Now, SiteGround do offer sort of additional functionalities on their account as well. For example, the staging environment, and you can actually add people onto the account to collaborate, and basically they'll get their own sort of dashboard as well as the chat as well. So, it is quite expensive, SiteGround, to be honest. But if we compare Hostinger, right? So if we go back over here, let's just say we get 48 months. And you can see the renewal price is around $8 a month, right? So if we actually compare it sort of feature for feature with SiteGround, which is another top web host, then it would be around, let's say, sort of $19 per month, okay? Because we're adding in that $9 per month priority support, and that overall you still save money, like $70. Yeah, so I think it's actually a really great deal how they sort of offer it as a separate thing rather than having it all together, because that way you can get it month to month, and you can also cancel it anytime that you want. So yeah, so overall, I think Hostinger is sort of like a sort of economical airline carrier. Like if you go with like SiteGround or with some other web host, they're sort of like a very full service airline where, you've got your food, you've got, your blankets, you've got your screens, like the screen in front of the seat. And then you've also got a really nice premium seat. But Hostinger is sort of like a budget carrier where if you want to add baggage, if you want to add food, if you want to add like an iPad for entertainment, you've got to add that on, right? So it's going to cost you extra. But in the end, it still can actually save you a lot of money. So the most important thing for me when going with a web host is probably the speed as well as the uptime. So the uptime is also really good as well. They also do have a 99.9% uptime guarantee, and testing their speed is also really good as well. So honestly, I think they're a company that you can actually go with. I highly recommend them. But if you sort of want a full service one, SiteGround is also good. And surprisingly, when I compared like the speed, HostGator, the cloud plan is actually pretty good as well. So they're another great company that you can actually try out as well. And yeah, so I think that is a great deal. Now, if you guys want to go with them, I'll leave the discount link in the description below. And right now I'll go through basically how to set it up and basically which plan that you can actually go with. Okay, so let's take a look at the plans and look at the main differences and see which one is actually good for you and for your business. So generally the biggest difference between the plans is for the single hosting one, shared hosting plan is just for one website. So you can have like yourname.com and that's it. right? But with the premium shared, business shared, and also the cloud hosting, you can have unlimited number of websites. So for example, you could have your website, your client's website, your friend's website, your parents' website, and all hosted under one account. So it's sort of like a piece of land that you can create a website on, and you can create as many, sort of apartments on top of that, right? But this one, you can only create just one house. So that's the biggest difference. Now, if you are sort of maybe you just want to create like a small sort of portfolio style website, for example, my sister, she wants to start a small photography business and she wants to put like her contact details there and maybe like some of her work, then that's what I recommend for most people. And it's also the cheapest plan and probably the best one because you can actually upgrade later on. So to save the most money, I recommend this one. Now, if you're sort of like a local business or you want to create like an e-commerce business, you want to create maybe like a course website where you have courses on your sort of your website as well, like a lot of videos, a lot of text, or you want to create a lot of different pages, and you really want to sort of have a faster website, then I recommend the business shared, mainly because it's around $1 more per month. So I think this is probably the best deal, and you also get the daily backups included as well as the free SSL and domain. So this one you don't get the domain, but it's the cheapest plan. But between these two, then get this one, right? So for the cloud hosting, that is probably for someone who is already making a lot of money on their website already. Maybe if you have an account with like SiteGround, you have an account with like Hostgator, and you actually want to sort of transfer over to Hostinger, this is probably a good option because it's going to be a lot faster in terms of the loading time and the performance. So if we actually compare the speeds, so for example, the single shared, the load time on average is around 2.45 seconds to load the page, and actually tested like the same theme, same plugins and same website as well. So 2.45, this one is the business shared, which is 1.7, and for the cloud startup is 1.52. So that is quite a big difference between the cloud and the single, and it's also going to be a lot faster when you're building your website. So it's sort of like a faster computer. So if you have a website that's making money, cloud hosting probably for you. Most people are business shared. If you want to create a single sort of simple website, this one's enough. Okay, so I'm actually gonna add this one to cart. Okay, and we can actually add this one as well and add this one as well, so you can actually compare the prices for yourself. Okay, so for the business shared for 48 months, it's $191, but you can also obviously go for 12 months as well. But you can actually see down here, it says it renews at $7.95 per month, right? If you go for 12 months, it's going to renew at a higher rate. So it just really depends on what you want to do, and it's also fully refundable as well. So if we actually share, put this one to $6, okay, and you can actually see the difference. So for the premium shared hosting, so it's like 72, this one's like 84, so that's like $12 extra, but you also get the daily backups as well included, as well as the Cloudflare protection. Okay, so that's just going to save you a lot of money, I think. For the single one, that's $47.52. I think that's a good deal. So what we're going to do is you guys can pick the plan that you guys want. But for this tutorial, I'm going to actually set up the business shared one because I do want to show you guys some other things which the other plans don't offer. So we're going to pick that one and cancel that. And then because I already got an account, I'm going to select the month to month. And you can also put in the coupon code, I think Hogan Chua, so they gave me a coupon code for my viewers to save you an additional 10%. If you go for like the 12 months, you'll see that you'll save additional amount. So for example, this one over here, 48 months, I think you're going to save additional, I think $13 or something like that. So yeah, so here for the priority support, I think that you should only get it, once you're inside. Maybe you don't even need it, so that's going to save you a ton of money. So you can also get a free domain. So we could do like Hogan review 123. Okay, and we can search for our domain. Okay, so that is all good. Okay, so normally I recommend the actual .com extension, for your website, because generally that's more trustworthy, but it doesn't really matter for this tutorial. So I'm just going to keep that, and I'm going to hide the privacy, personal information as well. And then over here, I'm going to select the month to month because I already got an account, and let's click on checkout now. Okay, so you can actually log in directly with your Gmail account or Facebook account. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sign up with a new account. Okay, create an account and check out. So what you can do is actually pay using Bitcoin, which other companies don't offer as well. But I'm going to pay with my PayPal account, and then I'm going to check out just by logging in. Okay, so you'll be redirected over here, and what you can do is just click on Start Now. Okay, so here just choose and select. Now, if you've already got a domain name, for example, you've bought it on GoDaddy or Namecheap, then we can select over here and just put in your domain name. Okay, and then later on, you'll need to just copy the name servers and change the sort of name servers in your GoDaddy or Namecheap account. Okay, so we're going to click on Select. And over here, just fill in all your details and then click on Finish Domain Registration. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on and select WordPress. Now, if you want to start from scratch, then you can skip it. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to set up a website really quickly. Okay, it's like really amazing. So let's just put in your email address, which should be the same, and put in a password. Okay, so we're going to create an account on WordPress, and this is the password that you're going to log in with. So make sure you remember that and click on continue. And over here, we've got some templates that you can actually add on. So I'm actually going to select a template and show you guys how to customize it as well. But you can actually delete it later on as well. And we're also going to be using Elementor, which is probably the most popular page builder as well as the Astra theme. And it's really amazing. So we're going to search for one. I think it's called Sierra. Let's see. Okay, so Sierra, this one over here, Sierra Nature, we're going to click, and you can actually preview it as well. So we can change the template later, and I'll show you how to delete it and clear it if you do want to do that. But let's click on select, and over here you can choose your website location. So basically, where is your website going to be hosted? So choose one which is closest to your audience, and that way it's going to load faster for your main audience. So let's say, for example, I'm in Australia, I might go with Singapore because that's closer, right? And then once you're done, then we can click on Finish Setup. So that's just going to go through and set up and install everything for you. So it's going to take a few minutes. Okay, so that did take a few minutes, and it's basically set up our website. So right now we have to sort of wait a little bit for our sort of domain to connect with our hosting account, right? So it needs to propagate, and basically it just needs to connect on the back end. And sometimes it takes a few hours. Normally it takes like 20 minutes. So they've given you a temporary sort of domain where you can actually log in and view your website and also edit your website. So over here, we can click on Go to Website, and that's going to take you to what your website looks like right now. But obviously that's a temporary domain. So once that is sort of activated, it won't have .preview domain, right? So it will just be hoganreview123.com or .online. So go back over here. You can also click on this one over here, as well as the control panel. And what you want to do is make sure you log into your email and verify your email as well. Okay, so go back over here. So what we're going to do is click on Home, and over here you'll have the SSL certificate activation. So what we're going to do is we can actually click on Setup, or you can actually click over here as well on the top. So click on that, and it might not be fully active yet, your domain. So when you activate it, it might not work. So you might need to wait like half an hour or something for that to fully set up before you can actually activate it. But I'm going to give it a go anyway. Okay, so I think that is active, the SSL, which is basically the lock icon on top. Okay, so if it doesn't work yet, make sure you just wait like 20 minutes and then come back. And also for the domain privacy protection, I might just click on that to set up. Click on Setup over there. Okay, so that's all good to go. Now, if we hover over here, I think it is the billing. So this is where you can actually control your renewal. So this is another thing that I really like about Hostinger. They make it really easy to just turn off the auto renew, because sometimes you don't want it to auto renew, especially if you get the sort of priority support as well. You might want to cancel that. If we go back over here, let's go and create our website. Let's see over here. Let's click on refresh. And let's see if that refreshes with our domain name. Okay, so it's still the preview. Now, if you do want to go over here, let's go to dashboard. Okay, so what you can do is over here, type in wp-admin. Okay, so whenever you want to log into your WordPress dashboard where you can actually control your website, just type in /wp-admin after your domain name.com. Okay, so let's just do that and put in our password that we set in before and log in. Okay, so this is going to be your dashboard area for where you actually control your website. So what we can actually do to clean up our website a little bit is just to click on screen options over here and maybe just hide everything because it is a little bit messy, and this is what I personally like to do, just clear everything up so you don't get overwhelmed. So this is the back of your website, what you see only, and you can click on visit site, and essentially this is what your customers will see. Okay, so this bar on top of it over here will only be present once you've logged in. So you can hover over here and log out and the bar will be gone. So if you want to edit your website, what you can do is click on edit with Elementor, and that's going to turn on our page builder. Okay, so on the left over here are all the different modules which you can click and you can drag and you can drop it anywhere on your page. So if you want to edit the image on the background, then what you can do is click on the 6 dots over here to edit the section. Okay, and that's going to take you to the edit section for the background area. Or you can click on right click and click on edit section. It's going to take you to the same area. And if you want to change the image, click on style, and you can change the image to a classic sort of background. Also add a gradient video where you can paste in a YouTube URL link, okay, and also a slideshow as well. But we're going to click over here to change the image. So we can select files and click on the image that you want to upload, click on open, and that's going to upload. Okay, so the image size, this is the size that I cropped it at. And a great website that you can check out is unsplash.com for really great free quality images. And then that's done. Okay, so if you want to change the text, click into the module, and we can change it here as well as changing it here. It's a little bit faster here on the left actually. So like coming soon. And if you want to delete a module, you can click over here, right? And you can just like delete it like that. If you want to change the button, click into that, and you can change the button text to like click here. And then if you want to link it to another page, so let's say for example, we can type in about, and the pages that you created already on your page is going to show up here. So let's say if you want to link it to Hostinger or something like that, you can do like, just copy that URL and then come back over here, paste it in. Let's do like HTTPS. Okay, and that's going to link to that page, right? So just paste in your URL that you want to link to, and whenever your customers click it, it's going to link there. All right, so I'm just going to delete that link. And then over here, we can scroll down. You can also sort of right click and duplicate modules like that. So that's really, really useful if you want to create like the similar heading, or maybe if you want to create another button. Okay, so instead of like, you know, adding in like another button over the left over here and styling it again, you can just duplicate it. All right, so we can also go back over here to the history, and let's click on back over here, and that essentially just takes us back, you know, and undoes the thing. Okay, so over here we can also edit the column size like that and change it. Okay, so change the width, and then we can also scroll down over here. You can click into that and change the image if you want to, but we're going to leave that as is. So maybe if you want to, let's say you want to delete an entire section, you can just click on delete. All right, now if you want to add a new section, what you can do is click on plus, and you can change it to like 2 columns, 3 columns, or maybe 2 columns. Okay, and then you can go back to the icon over here on the top, click it, and then you can drag the modules in, right? For example, like a text or image or a video. You can also scroll down over here. So these are some of the pro ones, which you do have to upgrade for, but you don't really need them yet. You can also have some more ones as well. So over here, we can drag it in, and that should be all good. But a quicker way to do things is we can actually click on the sort of A, which stands for Astra, And then we can actually import entire pages. So the one with agency, those ones are the paid ones, but you can actually select the free ones like that and import entire pages. I personally don't like it because you have to delete a lot of things to make it sort of like how you want it. What I recommend is clicking on blocks over here. Now, if you don't see the blocks, you don't see the library over here, we can actually refresh it and just close out of this and sort of refresh your page and it should appear. Okay, so basically, let's say we want to add a call to action section over here. Click into that and preview it. If you like it, then what you can do is import block, and that's going to import directly on our page. And then that way we can just have a ready to go sort of template section ready to go like that. Okay, so we can just change it, and you can also change the buttons. Okay, so we can click on update over here. And then what we can do is we can click over here, right? And you can click on here to view the page. Now I want to show you guys how to update the top section over here and also the bottom. So to edit the top section, which is your sort of header and logo section, click on customize. And then what you want to do is we can click on header, okay, site identity, and then here we can upload our logo. So I'll leave the link in the description to show you guys how to set up a logo for free. Generally, you want to create a black logo with black text and also a one with white one as well, because sometimes not all pages are going to be transparent. So what we could do is, let's say we remove that, select the logo. We're going to upload files, select files. So I actually created a logo before, so I'm going to just add that in and open. And then I'm going to select the black logo. So maybe this one over here, I think. Okay. And then select, and then make sure you crop it to the entire image. Crop image. And then what you want to do is, once you've done that, you want to customize the logo for the transparent header as well. So click into that, and we can change it over here just by clicking into that and selecting the white one. And then that's going to change. So we might want to change the size of the logo a little bit. So I might change it to, like, let's say, I think that's good enough. All right. And you can customize, you know, the different sections over here, like the color for your menu section, the sub menus and things like that. Okay. So we're going to leave it as is. Click back over here. You can also edit the primary menu, the header and the site identity, which is the fav icon. So the icon on top over here, select the site icon, and let's select this one. This is your fav icon, and I'll leave the link in the description as well if you want to learn how to do that as well. It's in the same video. Okay, so here you can change the site title. So this could be like your brand name. Oops, brand name like that. And your tagline is basically what you do. So we help, you know, small business owners create amazing websites. Okay, and click on publish, and that's going to display on top over here. So as you can see, once that is refreshed, we can hover over that, and it's going to say brand name, and then we help small business owners create amazing websites. Okay, so that's going to close that. Now, if you want to edit sort of like the bottom footer section over here, click on the site footer. Okay, so over here, you can click and edit. We can also delete this entire section if you want to. So I want to show you a quick demo. Click into here, right? And over here, we can change the links. So let's say you want to put like your about page, your privacy page, contact page, and link them up. We can click into that. And over here for the text, we can do like change it to abouts. And let's say we copy the domain name, copy that, and then we can click into that, your about page. If let's say if you want to link it to your about page, then we can link it. Okay, so as you can see for the about page, it says like question marks p equals id 126. That's not very good for search engine purposes. So what I'm going to do is actually show you guys how to fix that first. So let's go back to our dashboard, and you want to go to the permalinks. So we want to click on the settings over here and click on permalinks, and we want to change the permalink structure, which is like link structure, right? So instead of plain, you always want to select post name over here. And basically what that means is essentially that it will just be like your name.com / your page name. So for example, / about, right? So this is for search engine purposes, and you have to do that, okay? So you don't want it to be like this one over here. That's not good, okay? Click on save. And if we go back to our website, so over here, then if click on the about again, right? So it might show the page ID as well. What you can do is try to click on purge all. Okay, so it's going to purge the cache. Let's try and refresh the page. Okay, and that's going to change, right? So click on services, then services will be there as well. So let's say you want to link your thing. So copy that, come back over here, and then let's say you want to link it to your services. So we can just change that like that, and then that's linked up. Okay, click on update, and over here, same thing. You can just click into that module and you can update your address and things like that. So let's click on update, and I'll show you guys how to update your menu. So click on view page again. Now that's going to take you to the footer section. So let's just delete that URL and click on enter. And then over here, right, if you want to customize your menu, then you can click on the brand name over here, click on the menus. So you can change that over here, or you can click on customize as well to navigate to your menu section. So over here, menus, right? And we can click on menu, right? And then you can edit the menu and how you want it to display. For example, if you want to create a drop down, you could do something like that. And then the about is going to drop down over here, right? So you got to make sure you change the colors and things like that as well. Then we can click on back over here. Let's just publish that. And you can also change the buttons as well. So global buttons, and you can change the button color. So for example, color, change it to, let's say, a blue, all right? And then you can also change the hover color, which is the hover state. So we could do like the same blue, but make it maybe like a little bit lighter, okay? Then we can close it and publish it. And that's gonna change the button colors, which is all good. Let's close that. And that's pretty much the basics of creating your website. So now if you want to change the template, hover back over here and click on your dashboard. And then we can go to the appearance, starter templates. And maybe you want to, change a different template. Select Elementor over here. And then over here, we can, change our template. So let's say, for example, we want to find something like this. Click into that. And you can import the complete site or just the page. What we could do is click on import. Okay, so that might show an error, mainly because I think we're on the sort of preview domain. But once you get your full domain, then you should be good to go when you import it, right? It's going to change the entire website to look like this. If you guys want to start totally fresh, you want to follow like another video, or you want to create your own thing, then what you could do is go to plugins. Now, plugins are sort of like apps for your phone, right? So it's like applications that you add onto your website that add extra functionality. So here we've got all these different plugins added already. So we can click on add new, and we need to download a plugin called WP reset. So WP reset, and click on enter. And then we're going to click on install now and then activate. Okay, that's going to log you out. Let's just log back in. So admin at hoganchua.com. Okay, so I'm logged back in. I think they actually kicked me out of the website mainly because the domain actually has been propagated. So let's just go to settings and click on general. We want to make sure that it is HTTPS over here. So your WordPress address is HTTPS because we've got the icon and the certificate is actually valid now. So make sure you change this to HTTPS. And then we can click on save changes. Okay, so our website is going to load super quick now. So I'm going to show you the sort of reset plugin again. Let's go over here. Okay, so it's going to be over here. And once you activate it, then what we could do is go to tools, WP reset, and then scroll down over here. And then what you could do is create a snapshot. So it's going to save all the settings that you have now in case you sort of want to revert back to your website. But you guys don't have to reset it, obviously. But I just want to show you guys in case you guys want to, start fresh. So reset that. Okay, so our website is loading super quick now, which is amazing. So let's go back over here And this is what your default sort of WordPress layout will look like, right? So you can go out there, follow another video. I'll also leave links in the description below that you can actually follow. So it's like a full sort of website tutorial to show you how to completely create your website from scratch. But let's set up our email. So let's go back over here. We can navigate over here, right? So you can just go to home, and I'll show you how to navigate to over here. So let's go to manage, and then we can scroll down, okay, to email accounts. So over here, we can connect our email to Gmail as well. So first thing you'll need to do is create a new email account. So for example, it might be like hello, or maybe sales, like your official email at yourname.com. So this is really cool. So set in a password, click on create. Okay, so your email has been created. So you can click on here to access your mailbox, but generally I don't really like to, use this mailbox because it doesn't really look good, and I don't really just like the interface at all. Okay, so I'm not going to log in again, but the interface is not very good. So what I'm going to show you how to do is sort of forward your email to your Gmail account. So we can go to the email forwarders on the left, and over here, use existing mailbox, and it's going to select the one that you just created, and it's going to forward to, let's say, my email address. So, okay, so I'm going to forward it to this email over here. And if you want to keep a copy, which I generally don't do, then we're going to just click on create. And essentially that's going to forward all the emails that your customers will send to your sales email to your Gmail account. So now what we want to do is you want to click on the email accounts again, and I'll show you guys how to set it up so you can actually send the email through your Gmail account. All right, so let's click onto that, and we're going to confirm the setup first so that we allow the sales email to actually forward to the email that we set in. Let's go back to the Gmail and click on settings. Click on the see all settings, and then what you want to do is click on accounts and import. Okay, so send email as, right? So here what we're going to do is add another email address. Okay, so this box is going to pop up. Put in like your email. So let's go back over here. Copy that email, copy it. Okay, so that's disappeared. So normally it's on the back. So paste that in, next step. And then here for the SMTP server, what you need to do is go back over here to your hosting account over here. So just copy that, minimize, paste that in. Okay, so your username is just going to be your email. So it's going to be our email. I'm just going to copy that over here, sales @ and paste that in. And then it's going to be the password that you set in before. Okay, and then for the port, it's 587. So here, 587, minimize, add accounts. And then here it's going to ask you to verify your email. So if we go back to our email over here and click on inbox, then it should forward the email that we sent over here to ask you to verify. Okay, so over here, just click on the link to verify and to connect that. And then basically it's going to allow you to send an email and confirm. Okay, so if we go back over here and we click on inbox, okay, make sure you just refresh your page because sometimes it's not going to show up unless you refresh it. Click on compose. So let's say you want to send an email. Okay, so over here, we can select from the drop down over here, and you can send an email from this email, right? So you can control everything from your Gmail dashboard, and that's pretty much it to set up your emails. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. The other important thing that I do want to show you guys is how to get the migration. So let's say, for example, if you have your website with like HostGator or SiteGround or another web host, then you can click on the blue button here or the power button. I'm not sure what that is, but you can click on migrate website. So click on migrate website, and then you can request a migration. So basically you'll just give them your details or your cPanel details. They'll log in and migrate everything for you. And basically they can get in touch with you. Okay, so here when you click on the domains, now if you have your domain, you've recently just bought it on like Namecheap or GoDaddy, and you sort of want to host your website over here, then you need to update the name servers on your domain registrar. Okay, so you just need to change the name servers to these ones over here. right? So if you do need any help, then you can go to help over here. And generally, if you don't purchase the priority support, then you'll be able to only contact them via email support. Okay, so they'll probably try and get back to you within like 12 hours or so. Click on contact us. Right now, if you do need like live chat support, then you need to click on store and essentially purchase that as an add-on. So you can scroll down over here. You can also get daily backups and give people access to your account as well. Here is the priority support. So you can click on get, and you can go like 48 months for $2 or maybe month to month. That's probably what I recommend, and it's probably going to save you the most money, mainly because you probably don't need it all the time, but it really depends on what you want to do. That's totally up to you. But personally, I'll just get month to month, pay for it, and then once you've done that, get everything sorted out, then you can go to billing. Then here, you can just turn off the auto renew. Okay, so it's super easy to update. This is something that I really, really like, because with other web hosts, it's like so hard to like find everything and so hard to, you know, stop the auto renew. Sometimes you're too late and then you have to pay like $200 when you don't really need the service anymore. So I think that is it. If you have any questions, you can drop it in the comment section down below. And if you found any value in it, I really appreciate it if you give this video a big thumbs up. Really helps out the channel. And yeah, see you guys in the next video.